Okay, good late morning, everyone. It's Michael Venezia, a head trader at Tradeview TradeGate Markets. Here we're going to sign into TradeGATEHub. I'm one of the coaches. You should get the picture by now. I mean, after I start talking a little bit, hopefully you know what I'm saying. I'm being facetious, but you know what? It's actually a shortened week, but a busy week. This being a Friday, first week of September after a Labor Day. So I don't really believe in this. Let me change my screen here so I don't have to keep looking at all the quotes. You know, I don't believe in this Labor Day or people on vacation, thin market baloney. With access to especially the Tradeview Markets demo and variety of trading platforms, including the one that I'm on, where am I? I trade this account. Sometimes if I don't want to have two platforms open, I trade one of them here on the phone, and I trade the other one by my platform. Point being is if there's something to do and there's something worth doing, the smart money will be in it. Like I say all the time, nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. And if it's good and it's moving, they're going to do it. So the segue into being this a short holiday week baloney. There's plenty of things going on, and that's our job. This being a major international firm, I'm in New York, coaches in San Diego, California. We got Alexis in Peru, Lewis, wherever he is, the cable guy. We got a guy that goes by the cable guy. Cheers to you, Paul. Hell of a nice day he put up. You can catch it on TradeGATEHub. He's in England. Gerard disappeared, but we know he's shy, but he's lurking around somewhere. We'll get into it. Okay, so let me sign in. I want to point out a couple of things here because there's always another trade, and I've been posting throughout the morning and actively throughout the morning. Point being is that I want everybody to go to our second best amenity besides TradeGATEHub being free. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Is the interview that Coach gave yesterday with David Hunter, garnering 2,200 views yesterday, and still some banter. And I don't mean to cheapen the intelligent vernacular back and forth. 2,200 views is both a pat on the back to David Hunter, who has a very high level opinion and backs it on it. It certainly edifies those opinions very well. He's quite honestly, when the market wasn't that far off, when the market was in the depths. So bravo. Also bravo to Coach for getting and to our marketing team. 2,200 views is great. Even Coach and I did this yesterday. 248 views. I mean, I'm on certain private chat rooms or chat rooms. You know, they don't even get 200 views. But you know what? We blasted through 3,000 subscribers. We're approaching 3,200 subscribers with 800 videos. And these videos that we have esteemed guests. Please go to our guest speakers. But Coach and I are on every single day. On the times that are appropriate for us to convey the information where we can give our appropriate attention to you. I'm at 11 o'clock Eastern. Obviously, if everybody knows I get up pretty early, that's arguable considering what's going on. I do it anyway. I can't wait to freaking wake up. And actually, the CEO of Tradeview, knows that this is the worst time of the week of me, a Friday afternoon or late Friday morning. It's eventually going to die down. And that comes with passion and even if the age of being up to 50, it still feels that way. And the point being is we give high level opinions. We give videos, 2 of them every single day. Tuesday, Thursday, Coach and I are on at 11. We post all day long, being an international firm. So if you get yourself a TradeView demo or any of our TradeView products, please ask me. We're always happy to help you. We have, several hundred people under the umbrella here that are willing to help and that do help. And that's why they brought us to where they are. That's why I'm here. Okay, so let's stop dissertating. As I said before, bravo to Coach, bravo to TradeGATEHub. And you know what? It's no surprise that as the market gets a little bit more difficult, we're seeing more guests come in. Anybody can pick a winner, but it's how to manage losers and how to manage risk and a full gamut of things that make you a professional we put, I've been doing this for 26 years, coached them to people, through just trading, which is hard to do as a pro, put people through, children through college and have homes. And although there are fluctuations, it's really I don't have any other better trading method. I just know my own method, what's best for me. You know what I mean? If I'm a leadoff hitter on a baseball team and I'm 5'8", well, the times have changed after David to Altuve on Houston. You know, I'm not the grand, you know, I'm not batting 4 or 5. I know I'm not a grand slam hitter. I play to what I do best. I contribute to the team, meaning the Tradeview fund account, to whatever I do here. All right, so that's it. Next, fear and greed, we sit here. Okay, let's go backwards. Fear and greed is right here at neutral as, you know, stocks like Apple pull back, Nevada's, you know, actually acting poorly today. I'll get into the quotes in a second, but you know what? I think these oils that are breaking high, pardon me, FPZ, Valero, PBF Energy was probably one of the top 5 stocks, 10 stocks all year long, starting from January. It took option flow, and it's coming to fruition now. Let's get in here. Put calls. You know, this rotation. If it wasn't for the oil stocks, you know, I think there would be, if the oils were down, and they're, you know, they're having a very nice day today. Now there are, you know, it's almost wiping the sentiment out. There's always a place to hide. There's a place to hide in some of these oil stocks or small dead cat bounces. There's not a sea of red, and it's why, you know, we're not in extreme fear because there are places to hide. AI. Okay. What else is this? What did I post? MU. How can you not be along this chart? But it's a gap. You know, it's going to be what part? This could be one of these situations on Micron when it's going to, you know, it's going to gap back and forth, and it's going to break this line here, and boom, it's going to be at 75 one day, if not 80. It's held very well. I like it. Minute. Larry, good point. Meta's the one. Blow up the chart. I mean, these moving averages are holding, especially when there are 3 of them curling up. You know, for the human eye, I mean, it's a tool that lends support and a reason to enter a stock, but even algo wise with moving average, it just fits. Path had a nice chart. AMD charts put calls, blah blah blah. Always showing my universe. You know, I know that it's you know, there's no end to the universe, and there's no end to my list of stocks. Although, you know, there's only I don't think there's an infinite amount of financial instruments. Although if the VIX keeps splitting or doing everything with these options, there will be. But here's my universe, and I know all the relative stocks that are underlying, you know, underneath Exxon and Chevron. I know that, you know, I know there's Amaretto Hess, I know there's Marathon Oil, you know, things like that. So then I shared the most active list. I share sentiment. Amazon held true. Look, the Amazon held true. This held. TrendSpider, our boys, held the 50-day. It keeps holding the 50-day. So until something changes, keep doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it did it. Don't be afraid about the 6th time it doesn't, because the 5 times you missed it will make up for the 1 time that you don't, or the 6th time that goes down. You just got to be alert, not to give away a couple of dollars on the break. Taiwan semi. Gap ups, gap down, sentiment. Now, right away. First of all, I want to point something out. When they use the short-term sentiment, notice they use the 20-day EMA. That's, you know, that should, aside from what this chart says, this is, you know, a highly reputable chart. So use the 20-day. Getting washed out, as I said before, the same with sentiment up here is causing, you know, if the oils were down, we'd be down here, and maybe it would look a little bit more enticing to go and buy something. Let's keep going yesterday. Paul, not shy. Never is. We don't want him to be. Just remember, Paul, and listen, I'm the same way. You know, I get the reason how I haven't been punched in the face. Thanks, Paul. I'm telling you, I wish I could Venmo it right there, whatever it is. Thank you. That's an ultimate compliment. It is, actually. The reason I haven't been punched in the face yet is it's got not what I say, but how I say it. So you know what I mean. Paul, good day. Hey, Paul, you should be buying the pub. Look at this, everyone. If it's on the screen, there's Paul's day. Drinks are on Paul. I had to, Paul. Don't mean to jinx you. I'm not superstitious, and I know you're not either. Okay, keep going. A 10-year, this is it. This is what everybody should be focusing on right now. And it's not going to, you too, Paul, cheers. And it's not going to change anytime soon. My next point. The problem is when people post, it goes and re-registers. Where am I? Pardon. Okay, here it is. 10-year. The world should be centered around this 4.3 level, give or take. Because you know what? These lines are, this is one of these frozen ropes. These are the cleanest lines you can get amazingly on the 10-year. So that's it. I don't know what coach would call this. Maybe a 2-drive, 3-drive. I don't know what type of drive. Actually, the drives mean it's higher, but I think that's actually more bearish because it doesn't have the 3rd drive, right, coach? I don't know how to read this on top of chart forms. All I know is I'm watching it and I'm waiting for a break. There's the 10-year again on the Bloomberg chart. Same thing. Okay. Larry, blue chip daily, moving average. Here's the SPX. Didn't hold the 50-day. That's all important. The NASDAQ is weak. I want the IWM is weak. Bullish. Hedge funds completely flip. Hedge funds. Everybody set them out. Even the oils. God forbid they start to get bullish on the oils. So what does it say? You can interpret this a couple of ways. Either they're going to short squeeze some beaten down stocks, or I shouldn't say that actually. Maybe continue to go to mega caps that look like they're the safe ones to go to at least now, or the first ones to bounce. Maybe some Micron. I hope it is. But God forbid they want to decide to go in oils here. If they're underweight oils, that's going to be a completely different story. They might even be doing it now. Credit default swap. Credit has not been an issue yet. Well, that'll be yet to be determined over this weekend's data. And we'll go to the wise guys. Bottom line, I'll take this off. This is my universe when I take this down right here. Okay, the VIX breaking lower. That means the market's going higher. The VIX is just breaking. Oh, the market should be ripping. It is ripping. Are you in anything still? Or QS, SVZIM, Kroger. Great short on Kroger. Great short on Kroger, Mike V. Good short at ANF, IAT. Good short on Kroger. Here's my Kroger. Lilly breaking. They can't stop Lilly. You know what? I got to keep centered and keep focused. I get all excited. You know what I mean? When I get. All right, what are the wise guys doing? Because I'm not here. You're here listening to me. VIX breaking lower, markets going higher. Piton bearish, no interest. Intel bullish, going out until September. So what they're doing is they're pressing their short-term bets, and they should be, because Intel's been the best of breed and best on board for some time. Here's the chart. You know what? It's the boom. Intel, Cisco, same thing. Did that give a little? Cisco gave a little back. That was the flag to buy in the bottom. So it's Intel. I can't believe it's Intel. It's amazing. Hewlett Packard. Let's look at a bunch of boomer stocks. Paul. You know what? The best thing about Paul is he knows what he is and he knows what he's not when he's not. And as you, and I do too. And when you get older as a trader, it's almost self-deprecating. Like I said a couple of days ago, I've never met an angry, successful trader. I've never seen a guy driving around with a huge house or Bugattis, whatever they have, and a guy's walking around with a frown on his face. I only meet happy, self-deprecating, know what they are, have a sense of humor trader. Paul's definitely a symbolizing of it, and he should be, because he's right in the middle of buying the whole pub of beer right now because he had a good week. Don't let him fool you, everybody. All right, anyway, Intel more calls. Intel, they've been all over the board on Intel. BABA bearish, VST bearish, VST bearish, VST bearish. Look at this thing. That's VST bearish. Why are they bearish on this thing? These are the wrong type of calls. Look at this VST. My God, what a company. VST, it's been going. Why fight momentum? I've learned. See that gap up? You see this move? Someone wanted this in a bad way. They didn't care what they paid. 22, they didn't care if they paid 27, and now that's paying off. That's what these type of gaps do. VST bearish. I'm not stepping in front of that thing. Maybe somebody's hedging their bets. Bravo on the trade. Okay, sweepers have completely lost interest. Why not? Because the fear and greed is neutral. There'll be some things to do. Intel. Crude, ripping. That's bearish on the market. Don't get me wrong. Hey, where's my short? Kroger. How about this Kroger short? Okay, let's go to a trade. This is all I need a couple of days is a Kroger, right or wrong. Because much like that Amazon chart that I pulled up with these stocks are this active with price action news. Kroger had news, all right? The freaking stock closed at 45. I looked around, it was 44 on Kroger. Now, keeping in mind Campbell Soup, this is what Campbell Soup is been doing. This is what Kellogg is doing. You can punch up with the other ones. I don't even know what the other ones are anymore. Post, you know what I mean? They make cereal, Kellogg's Soup. Procter's actually hanging in there, believe it or not. That's going to get it back one day. Consumer staples. So I'm looking Kroger. All these prices, even I'm getting, paying attention. So Kroger had a range from $44.90 to $48. Kroger, 10% move on Kroger. I'm in. It has a tendency of doing this right here, but I think this was a meme action. So Kroger, I went to the weekly. I looked at the chart. I looked at, by the way, this looks bigger than it is on the daily. It's still not going anywhere there it was. I know it wasn't going to do this. Definitely wasn't doing that on it. I looked at it was different news. So then I looked on the weekly. Where was the weekly? The moving averages 47, 47.50. Okay, so that's where the EMAs are on the weekly. I think they were going overshoot because it's euphoria. Same thing here, 47.50. All right, so I started the short on Kroger. Let's blow it up. My first short was, listen, I could have gotten it earlier. I mean, the thing did run from 44 to freaking 47, so I missed $3. So it did the print down. I love prints down, but these days when the market used to trade a little bit tighter, the print was more exact. So, we're dealing with freaking cents now. So sometimes no sense. So 47.95 kept pounding it. So I like the move down it had made immediately to 47.21, made the move back up. By the way, the second one is usually, the first move is always the false move, but the second one, because when they do the dip and rip. So the second one was a real move. Second was the really good. So 47.90, I took some off at 47.20. I did have a lot. I mean, I had freaking like a lot of shares. Don't get me wrong. Here's my list. AMC down again. Look at this AMC. I'm short Vert. This Vert's going to give it back. Vert's had enough Vert. There it is. AMC. They told me, you know what? The apes, I thought the gorillas were going to come back, but there it is. AMC. What a move. 27. Look at this thing. Even let's pull up the 5-minute chart. 5 minutes. You woke up September 5th. It's 13. Now it's 17. It'll have a squeeze in it, but this is not a stock I would be averaging. Never buy a stock because of a short squeeze. Trust me, I learned that during the GME thing. All right, do I have any questions? Okay, hold on. Let's look at what's doing now. Okay, percent losers, 15 minutes. SMAR shop. Look at this. This SMAR is almost pulling like an Airbnb. Or NVIDIA did that same thing when it turned. You know what? Airbnb looks great. Thank God I got out of that show. I didn't get stubborn. I play moves. Could have been. It's like a Kroger. I would have gotten out if it did that opposite. What's the other Smart Sheet? Why did this turn down? I want to buy this for the fun. But last time it had earnings and it pulled down, I don't like it. Gave all that back. It is a weekday in the market. It's below the 200 weekly. I kind of like it. But price action, listen, price action trumps sentiment. Maybe if I want to start one, I'll go to the gapper here, 43. Pardon me. I don't like the price action, but I do like the way it gapped up. I don't know. That's a game time decision. Why is there a freaking fly in here? Percent winners, 15 minutes. MJ is still taking up the marijuana stocks. Look at the percent gainers in the last 60 minutes. So now the market's been open for a little bit. BUR halted, nothing. Look at this, ODD, I got it that long. So I'm looking at percent gainers in the last 60 minutes and nothing sexy. I look at even this GCT. So let's look at percent losers the last 60 minutes. I bet you're going to have some more reputable, recognizable names. Zoomies, Mara, Riot, Smart. DBI giving it back. All right, look, most actives are right here. If anybody want to take a screenshot, there we are. Let's look at the wise guys. We already did that, didn't we? Intel. Nano spikes, Intel. What's going on with my Twitter feed here? I know one thing. Coach is already telling everybody that he likes my freaking video. Shout out to my nephew Jack, by the way, if he's watching. International brokers, This has been all over my Twitter. Even the smart guys have been like, I can't believe what this is doing. Here's international brokers, IBKR, Rhino Trader. Is that right to say? I don't know. I don't know if I should say that. International brokers. How you doing? Yeah, everything that look here. I apologize. I'm going through my Twitter feed. It's all about the bond, 10-year, 10-year. Second British Challenger tank destroyed in Ukraine. ES could have an issue. Yeah, this is not good. You know who's going to be a Intel calls ripping. Intel impressive all week, and he's right. Joe's a good guy. I think he blocked me one time, or I blocked him or something. But he's, Intel. It's clean. It's simple. You don't need him to tell you. You do need me to tell you. Buybacks went full steam. Apple, Argentina, Kroger, disinflation from Kroger. Okay, this is important because this is Bespoke. And by the way, Bespoke is one of the more rep 200. This is a good feed. Disinflation from Kroger, lower wages at Walmart, and heard more challenge compared pricing. Yeah, relative RH. I made $3 on it last night. Wasn't made to trade. I think I bought it at $3.35. I sold it at $3.47. Maybe $10. Here's Restoration Hardware. Expensive furnishings. What else goes with it? Williams-Sonoma. Williams-Sonoma, for some reason, can't get any of it back. That shows you how strong the market. Someone sold it. Restoration Hardware. What's wrong with this freaking thing? 321. I know it was coming down to. No, this is. I'm not even. I think Warren Buffet's in this thing. Am I going overboard? I don't care. I'm thinking out loud. Okay. All right, here we go again. Let's leave off with the VIX. The VIX is an issue, right at dead low. So listen, unless the VIX picks up dramatically, and they might buy some protection late Friday just because. But I wouldn't, if with the VIX this low now, Jesus, what a move in this freaking thing. It always turns out to be the biggest loser in the fund. The VIX, protection. I got out 27. Now it's back at 21, breaking lows, no volume into a Friday. My point being is, unless this starts to pick up, stocks may stay strong and stocks may stay weak, but with the less volatility, I wouldn't be looking for many reversals. I know Path gave a little bit up because they had a big move, profit taking. I'm talking about dangerous market, or reversals, or not dangerous, or even beneficial reversals. So, like I said, watch the VIX. It's no surprise watching TGH all week, or watching anything, or even watching your nightly news. Probably, you got to watch the 10-year. Crude acting this way is not really that beneficial, if you will. Keep an eye on Kroger. Keep an eye on NVIDIA. Keep an eye on Meta. What else are we going to keep an eye on? Penn taking calls. Zoom is taking calls. Snowflake acting well. AI has been very active. What about this chat GPT? This charge point energy. I felt bad selling the most of it. Where was it? 604. It went to 630. But here it is today again. 2 days on GHBT. It broke yesterday's situation. It held at the opening low. Listen. All right, you get the picture we're looking at, okay? So it was a nice week, everybody, international brokers. Thank you for tuning in. We're only as good as our last show, and I promise I'll do better the last time. Thanks all week for Coach David Hunter for being on here. Always a great watch and continuing to garner views. Thank you for Tradeview Marketing. Of course, Tim, the Big Daddy. And we'll see you then, okay? Paul, cheers. Don't fall off the stool. Make sure you hedged if you do fall off. Thanks a lot. Cheers.